All right, hey, what's going on, you guys? How do you do? It's your boy Gray here, and welcome back to the channel. I know this video is a couple days late, but I still wanted to upload this video. Today, I'm finally going to be talking about the Black Ops 7 beta, general impressions, some of the pros and cons, and some of the feedback that I have for the developers on the off chance that they might see this video, which I doubt, but you never know. So let's see what happens here, ladies and gentlemen. If I can ask for an early like on today's video, I'd really appreciate that a lot. Subscribe if you're new around here. Turn on notifications. Give us a follow over on Twitch if you ever want to catch us live. Let's get into this. Also, towards the end of this video, I'm going to give the Black Ops 7 beta a rating out of 10. All right, and this is in no particular order, but we are going to start with the cons. And as you guys can see here, once again, no particular order. I just have a bunch of stuff written down here. So starting with some of the cons for the game, or some of the things that I didn't enjoy or I feel like need to be adjusted. The first and maybe the biggest thing, in my personal opinion, that I was like really affected by during the beta was the spawns. I think the spawns were across the board. Almost every single player that I talked to about this, I think spawns was like the #1 thing that a lot of people were frustrated with. And what I'm hoping for is that they take a look at the data that they received during the gameplay during the beta, and they're able to make the proper adjustments and fix the spawns for when the game officially releases. Up next, time to kill, the TTK. It was a little weird of a TTK. I know that the majority of players would agree that the time to kill felt a little bit too fast, and in my gameplay and in my experience, yes, the TTK did feel fast, but there were also moments, I don't know if it's just because of the weapon, I don't know if it was network connections, something, I don't know what it was, but there were certain moments where the time to kill felt extremely long. Again, that might just come down to network connectivity issues or server issues or whatever, just because maybe the beta just had some lag or something, who knows. But the time to kill did feel slightly fast overall. I think that this is something that they already addressed and will be adjusting, I think. And speaking of network issues, server issues, bullet/hit detection issues, or bullet registration issues, yeah, that is next on the list for me. And again, I understand that it's a beta, and in comparison to some of the betas that we've gotten in the past, I gotta say, this is maybe one of the least flawed betas that I think I experienced, but there were still a lot of moments where there was like that whole shoot first, die first mechanic. There was moments where you would light up an enemy player, almost empty an entire magazine into them, and then you would die in 2 bullets. There were moments where you felt like you were way around the corner already, out of eyesight, and then you would still die somehow. Stuff like that. Hopefully this is an issue that can be resolved when the game officially releases. I don't want to put that on the official release of the game because I understand that betas do have their issues. Another con for me, and this was adjusted, but I still need to make a point that this was a con, or one of the issues with the game, was the previous skill-based matchmaking that they had implemented. Basically, the skill-based matchmaking that we've had since Modern Warfare 2019, and I'll tell you straight up, man, and I mentioned this many times while I was streaming or while I was like making videos and stuff, man, I played the first 2 days of that beta, and it was an absolute sweat fest. I'm talking every single match was like playing for the championship title. Every match. There was not one match when I was playing those first 2 days that I felt like I was just playing just calmly. And thankfully, they resolved that issue with, you know, implementing the older skill-based matchmaking, which a lot of people are mistaken in saying that that isn't skill-based matchmaking. No, it's skill-based matchmaking. It's just what we used to have for skill-based matchmaking back in the day. Everything pretty much before Modern Warfare 2019. So thankfully that was resolved, so that's not an issue anymore. They've already confirmed that the open matchmaking is going to be the new matchmaking that they're going to have officially out for every single mode and stuff, so that's great. Something that I really had an issue with throughout the beta was that I felt, maybe you guys felt the same too about this, I felt like the mini-map was too zoomed in. That's something that I truly hope that they adjust and maybe just zoom out a little bit, man. Maybe like a 15% zoom out, 20% zoom out. I don't know, but the zoom that they had right now with the minimap during the beta, I did not enjoy that. And speaking of the minimap, Ghost, another issue here. Ghost felt like many times I couldn't tell whether or not it was active. I don't know if active is a word. I couldn't tell if it was working or not. There were several moments when I finally finally equipped Ghost, there were several moments throughout the gameplay where it seemed like the enemy player knew exactly where I was, even though there was no way that they could know that I was there, because I had Ghost on and I was rocking Ninja, and I hadn't killed anybody either. So like, it wasn't like maybe their teammate had died and they're like, oh, somebody's coming around. No, it was like a clear lane. I was just flanking. I was doing a great flank, and then they kind of just knew exactly where I was. Now, maybe that was hackers, maybe that was a hacking situation, but it happened so often during the beta that it made me question whether or not Ghost was working. Now, in previous Call of Duty titles, you would have an indicator letting you know when Ghost was working on the minimap itself. As far as I could tell, I didn't see any indicator letting me know that Ghost was active. As we all know, if you stand still, Ghost will not work, but if you're moving, then Ghost will work, but there was no indicator for that. So maybe that's something that I really hope that they adjust and they fix for the official release of the game. And funny enough, man, I just got two more here, two more cons or two more issues that I felt like I had. I love the score streaks in this game, and I'll talk more about that in the pros section, but I love the score streaks. But I will say the dog score streak, DAWG, and I believe the other one was called the HVAC, the little things that were on wheels that explode. I will say that those were two very difficult score streaks to deal with. I don't know how many of you guys tried to shoot one of the dog score streaks, try to destroy it, but it took a lot of bullets. Mind you, I'm sure it's probably less, it'll take less bullets with like an armor piercing round, something that helps you know, take down streaks. But even with that, I feel like it still would take a lot of bullets, which again, it's fine. You want to have really powerful streaks, but that just felt like a lot of bullets, man. And then the HVACs, and again, that might be incorrect in remembering what they were called. I remember them being called HVACs, I think. Those things were incredibly difficult to shoot at while they were like going towards you. I felt like they could have added a little bit more aim assist to those things. Those things moved pretty sporadically, and you would try to like shoot them as they were going towards you, and you would just miss. And then on top of that, they also jump. They also have like a little jaw hop that they do. I don't know. Those were two streaks during the beta. Whenever anybody called them in, it was just really annoying to deal with. And I guess here's my my last gripe with the beta that I can think of and that I've written down. That is the wall jump tack stance. I don't really understand. I understand why when you slide, you go into attack stance. I understand that. But when you wall jump, I don't understand why that goes into attack stance. And that was a very annoying mechanic that the game had. If I'm jumping off a wall or something, if I'm doing a wall jump, why can't I just ADS? That doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Let me know if that last one there is just more of a personal thing, or if you guys felt the same too. Like, again, I understand tack stance for sliding. I get that. But during a wall jump, man, that cost me so many kills because you're so inaccurate when you go into attack stance like that, especially when you're jumping. I kind of just wish they would let us ADS normally when you're doing a wall jump. All right, and that for the most part, those were most of the cons or some of the issues that I had with the Black Ops 7 beta. Now let's jump into some of the pros that I had, or most of the things that I really truly enjoyed about this beta. Let's talk about it. Let's start things off here with the multiplayer maps that we were allowed to play. For the most part, all of the maps felt really great. The maps had a general good flow to them, really good colors too. Like the color palette on these maps were great, very vibrant. They looked fantastic, saturated to like just perfectly, really colorful, like really good maps, bright, like all good. I think there was one map, I believe the name of the map was Cortex. It was like a laboratory and stuff like that. That one map, playing domination where the B flag was incredibly annoying. That's the one aspect of the multiplayer maps that I wasn't a fan of, is playing domination on that one map. But for the most part, the multiplayer maps that we were able to experience and play, I loved all of them. I had a great time on all of them. There wasn't one that I was like, oh, I want to skip this. The only time I even felt like I wanted to skip it, but I never skipped it, was, like I said, the Cortex of domination. Next up here, I felt like the gunsmith, I mean, it was just the basic gunsmith that we had from Black Ops 6. Slight improvement on it, I guess, but not really. It was easy to understand, and I like that they had all of the information there for you to read, and everything with the specialty combats and stuff like that. Again, it was just a continuation of Black Ops 6, just slightly improved, slightly modified, not even that much, but it was good. Next up, another thing that I truly enjoyed during the Black Ops 7 beta was the And again, it was part of a con earlier, but I will say the score streaks. This is one of those games opposite to like what we had for Black Ops 6, where the score streaks aren't the most difficult to earn. They were really difficult to earn in BO6, I felt. So you can earn them fairly easily, which is great. And a lot of these streaks are actually useful. And again, I'll go back to the con that I was saying earlier about the dog and what I believe I think they're called the HVACs. Like, yeah, they're difficult to shoot down, but at the same time, when you're calling them in, it's awesome. I think it's just about finding that right balance, you know, for dealing with them and being the one calling them in. You got to find that right balance, I think. I called in every streak except for the Rhino and the it's like the AC 130, whatever it is, like that streak, whatever it was called. But I was in a game where somebody did call in whatever that last streak was, the big streak. I forgot what it was called, but I was in a game where somebody did call it in, and that thing was really powerful. I did hear that the Rhino wasn't that great, so maybe that's an area that they can improve on, is just making the Rhino, especially if it's one of those high score kill streaks, score streaks, whatever. Like, yeah, you guys gotta make that powerful. One of the pros also, let me say this, man, and I think I mentioned it earlier just by talking here, but I will say this was maybe one of the betas that I had the least amount of issues with. I think my game crashed once in the entirety of, what was it, like we had it like for 7 days or something, 8-9 days. It crashed once. I didn't suffer from a lot of lag issues. I didn't suffer from a lot of like bugs or glitches. There was only one bug that I can recall that I had an issue with, and it was like in the first 2 days where I couldn't use my secondary. No matter what I did, I pressed triangle or score streaks. I couldn't call in my score streaks too. Those are two glitches that I had, but it was like in the first 2 days, and I never had that issue again. Next up in the pros section, 1000%. I think this is in everybody's pro section for the most part, is movement and the new wall jump feature, which felt really good. It has its issues here and there, but for the most part, it's a really great feature that I had a great time using in Black Ops 7. The movement felt really smooth and fluid, and the wall jump feature, fantastic, man, and I hope that they just continue to enhance on all of these things. Next up, the weapons. I gotta say, man, every weapon in the game felt pretty good. I wasn't a big fan of the SMGs, but I realized why that was. In the first 3 days of the beta, 3-4 days of the beta, before like they opened the beta up to everybody, and then we were able to unlock Ninja and stuff like that, I was not a big fan of the SMGs. I will say also, I didn't use any of the sniper rifles. I didn't snipe once. You guys know, I know I'm not great at sniping. I just didn't want to waste my time with it. But yeah, the first 3 or 4 days, I tried utilizing an SMGs, and I just was not having a good go of it with them. But then once I unlocked specific perks and specific attachments for these SMGs, it completely changed my gameplay, and I was truly dominating out there, which is one of the reasons why I always tell you guys, man, I always consider myself a stealthy run and gun player, because yeah, I like to remain stealthy. I don't like appearing on the minimap. I don't like people hearing my footsteps, but I'm very aggressive with my playstyle. So I've just come to accept that in my gameplay, my game style, I need things like Ninja. I need things like Dead Silence. I need things like Ghost and suppressors. Hell, even active camo was a really fun field upgrade that I kept utilizing, because it was really good to get me around the map, get past specific areas where maybe enemy players were just holding those strong points. But yeah, man, for the most part, all the guns, I tried every single primary except for the sniper rifles, and for the most part, all the weapons felt great. The Peacekeeper felt weak, but hopefully that's something that they can just improve. Like, it doesn't have to be that weak. It felt weaker than most SMGs, honestly. If you could bump the damage a little bit, the damage output a little bit for the Peacekeeper, I think it'll be a really solid gun. But yeah, man, weapons, great. The gunplay, great. I had a great time with that, and that's something that I can't wait to get back into BO7 to continue playing. All right, and I guess last thing here that I want to talk about, which for me was such a big pro, was when, again, this has been officially confirmed already by Treyarch and Activision, so we're okay. We're okay moving forward here, but when they switched the skill-based matchmaking from the older skill-based matchmaking that we had from 2019 moving on, and they made it the open matchmaking during the beta, you could just feel the difference. I was live streaming when that update happened, and the instant difference in just gameplay was so good. I played that day, the day before, I played for about 9 hours the day before. And then when they switched it, I played for about 5 hours that day. And the difference was just incredible. And they've already confirmed that that is moving forward. That is going to be the skill-based matchmaking that they're going to use moving forward in all the modes. And I truly hope that it continues with next year's Call of Duty and the year after that. Even added persistent lobbies, which is, that's something I personally did not think at all that they would do, and they did it. So with all of that said, let's talk about the rating that I'm going to give the Black Ops 7 beta. Here's what I want to do. I want to give you guys 2 ratings. All right, you ready? I want to give you guys a rating before the skill-based matchmaking was updated and changed, and then a rating after. So before, let's say the first 2 days that we experienced the beta, I probably would have given Black Ops 7 like a 5.5, maybe a 6 if I was feeling generous out of 10. But I'm telling you right now, after they made that change and after they switched up the skill-based matchmaking, game to me felt fantastic. It was, after that change, it was one of the betas that I had played the most of for years. And believe it or not, man, I'm going to give the Black Ops 7 beta, I'm thinking either an 8 or even as high as an 8.5 out of 10. I truly had a fantastic time playing the Black Ops 7 beta, and I was sad to see it go. It was funny because I mentioned this many times before in the past, where I said that the last time that I was able to play Call of Duty and have something on in the side of my, like on my other monitor, like either Netflix or TV or something on YouTube, the last time I was able to do that was around Black Ops 4. Ever since Modern Warfare 2019 released, I haven't really been able to do that. And the reason is because the skill-based matchmaking is so god-awful that you literally have to lock in every single match. Every match you have to pay full attention to the match because everybody's just sweating their asses off, and the skill-based matchmaking is awful. Which, by the way, I don't know if you guys remember during Black Ops Cold War, during the Vanguard days, and during Modern Warfare 3, but I personally would make a point of dropping like 40 kills in team deathmatch, like 40 plus kills, like game after game after game after game, like many games in a row. It was just like my FU to the skill-based matchmaking, just to show them like your skill, you could do everything you want with the skill-based matchmaking, but you're not going to stop me from dropping 40 plus. I think my record in Black Ops Cold War, I think my record was like 8 or 10 games in a row where I dropped 40 kills or more. And that was just my way of showing them like, you guys are doing the skill-based matchmaking thing to try to force us to play a specific way that you want us to play, and it's not going to happen. It wasn't gonna happen, bro, because like you guys are really forcing it upon us. If you do good, we're gonna put you in this sweaty ass lobby, and then when you're in that sweaty ass lobby, when your score per minute or your kills gets lower, then we'll put you back in a regular lobby. And that was it. That was the back and forth. That was the skill-based matchmaking from 2019 until recently. These guys are scumbags, bro. I tell you, man, these guys are terrible, bro. I want to end this video here. Before I get out of here, I want to end this video by giving Battlefield 6, giving DICE and Battlefield 6 the biggest thank you in the world for causing change with Call of Duty. And I say that as somebody who has Battlefield 6, somebody who's been playing Battlefield 6 non-stop lately, and not only playing it, but truly enjoying it. I think the leveling is a bit slow in Battlefield 6, but the game, when I play, I'm locked in. I'm having a blast playing this game. I know for a fact they want to make it seem, Treyarch wants to make it seem like, oh, we're listening to the community, we're listening to feedback, and we hear you, and we're going to make these changes. No, you guys are making these changes because of the pressure that DICE and Battlefield 6 put on you. Because we've been asking for this change for years, and there hasn't been a peep out of you guys. And all of a sudden, the community, the player base says, you know what? We're really enjoying Battlefield 6. We're going to go over there. And now all of a sudden, you guys want to make these changes. You want to make it seem like you're listening to the player base. You're listening to the community. You're not. You guys are scared, and you should be. But hey, it's working. because Black Ops 7 was a blast and I really enjoyed it. I can't wait for the game to officially release. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching today's video. Hope you enjoyed the content. Hope you enjoyed the information, everything here that we talked about today. Let me know in the comment section below, what's your rating if you played the Black Ops 7 beta? What's your rating out of 10? Also, let me know if there's anything that I missed out. Let me know if there's anything, any pros or cons or issues, bugs, whatever. Let me know if there's anything that I missed out that maybe you guys want to leave in the comment section. Again, on the off chance that maybe one of the developers is watching this video and they can read the comments. I mean, it's happened before on our channel where we don't even know that a dev is watching and then they're there. Who's to say that they're not watching this one? Who knows, man? But anyways, man, I'm going to call it there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. More content coming up on the way, including more Battlefield 6 videos. I also got to bring you guys a class setup for that new Merrick, I think that's called, the Merrick 5.56 weapon, the assault rifle in Black Ops 6. So be on the lookout. More content coming up, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to call it there. Subscribe if you're new. Turn on notifications. Drop a like for us. All that good stuff. Any comments, once again, questions, concerns, let me know in the comment section below. If you guys are interested in any Control Freak products, you can use code GRAY. If you're interested in any aim controller products, you can use code GRAY over there. And if you're interested in any G Fuel products, you can use code YTGRAY at checkout. And if you use my code at checkout, you get a nice discount off your order. Give us a follow outside of YouTube on our social media platform, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Links to everything in the description below, man. I'm going to call it there, guys. A lot more content coming up. Stick around. Ladies and gentlemen, until the next one, my name is Gray. Peace.